I'm wide awake.
Let's go on a trip to the moon. That was from a 1900s French film. Just take note here that they show that the moon is a face and it's crashing into his right eye. Now, they've been shown that it has a face and it's living ever since you're a little child and to your children now. I mean, all the major cartoons, they show, look, the man in the moon. Here's The Simpsons, there's Homer. Dora talking to the moon. Here's Mr. Moon from a theme park in Sydney. More recent shot, Mr. Moon. 1958, Project A119 was a top-secret plan to detonate a nuclear bomb on the moon. This plan was developed to show force and boost the domestic morale since the Soviet Union took an early lead in the space race. The project was never carried out, however, being cancelled primarily out of fear of a negative public reaction, which is weird considering they control all our thoughts nowadays. Also really strange that they were trying to bomb the moon up before they even decided to even try and visit it for the first time, which they did a few years later in the early 60s. Now, I believe they did blow it up, or at least try to. Fast forward 51 years, which is extremely hard to imagine they had no other missions since then, to 2009, with the L-CROSS and LRO mission, the Lunar Crater Observation and Sensing Satellite, along with the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter. I won't go into great detail, you can look it up yourself, but basically it was just to collect a whole heap of data of whatever their lies are, but it was to crash land both of these objects hard and fast into the moon. Now, there's apparently footage of this. However, from what I can see, it could be easily photoshopped, or you can't really see anything anyway. The point is, when you look at the moon, you can see damage. You know, there's all these craters on the moon. They say it's from asteroids, but asteroids aren't real because space isn't real. But maybe it's just from them trying to bomb it up. In the Book of Enoch, it explains the sun and the moon are living luminaries. And this shot here, you can see his face. See the little bunny rabbit? That's his right eye. That's where they've sent the missile into it, and that's what's caused the damage and created that bunny shape. I've wanted to capture this footage for so long, but I find it hard with how hard we get hit here with chemtrails. I've filmed this with an iPhone X, and what I find in person, you can see this so clear. It's twice as close as it shows it here, but go out and try this for yourself. The phone actually pushes off these images on purpose. I guess so truthers like us can't show or wake anyone else up. Go outside and try it with your phone. Your eyes are better than your phone. It's funny that. But anyway, you can see it here. You can see his face. You can see his poor right eye that's damaged, and where they've sent a nuclear bomb, and don't know if you can even still see out of that one now. I hope I've got some Australian followers, because it never changes. He's always looking this way at me. Always. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. This flat earth map shows it exactly how we see it in Australia. And here's some nighttime footage. Once again, the camera pushing off it. I'm struggling to try and show you guys what my eyes can see. But I learnt a little trick. If I turn the brightness right down, I can see it better. It's still distant. It's still not as close as what my eyes can see. So for the awake people, we know the sun and the moon are local. They're under the firmament. So we now know they've had planned bombings. But there's also been many asteroid attacks. So they would have also been bombings as well. You see how much damage is really on his face. His cheeks all damaged, his eye. There's craters everywhere. This next coming bit, you really see his face. It never changes day in, day out. Every time he's out in the back sky, even during the day, watching over us, you can still see his face. All this footage completely debunks the globe as well. I mean, how did I just capture all that if we're spinning 1,000 miles per hour? Shouldn't it be flickering? Use your discernment. Quite weird here. This almost looks digital when I've tried to lower the brightness down. It's funny the different shapes and how often it changes when your camera's trying to zoom in on it. Try it for yourself. Even when it's just looking really boring, take a few screenshots of that image and then zoom into it. You'll see a lot of different shapes. And if you've made it this far through the video, you deserve to see this juicy information. Look at that. 2 eyes, a nose and a mouth. Really makes more sense when they say in the Bible about the watchers, and then you know that the sun and the moon are living luminaries watching over us. So I've shown you that the moon is a living God. I can't show you that the sun is, because look how hard it is to film the moon. The sun's 7 times brighter than the moon. So I can't show you his face. But it makes me really think of, why do they chemtrail? I know the worldwide we're getting hit across this plane, but in Australia some days here on the Gold Coast, I drive around and it's just a blanket in the afternoons, an absolute blanket in the sky of fake clouds. Now I wonder, is that to block him from watching us? Is what they're spraying actually killing these beings? Is that why they're doing it? We know they're trying to bomb the moon, so why wouldn't they try and poison them? Makes you think. Either way, we need to stop them. I'm sick of seeing it in my skies. I'm sick of breathing it in. I'm sick of people not realising that all you got to do is look up. You know, we've been saying it the whole time, the Son of God, the Son of God. Look up, walk outside and look up. There he is, the Son of God. This is the end days. The information's always been there. whether you vibrate with it or not. It won't save you to say, sorry, I didn't know.